Hello, everyone, and welcome to the inaugural NSHL podcast with me, Martin Kane, also known as Slash ACM, and my bud here, Bo Steelheart.
Or Trella. Hi,
There
guys.
you are. And we'll be calling this one the Windy City podcast or something like that. I'll figure it out in the title and make it sound cool. But yeah, we just want to record a podcast here because it's good money and I hate writing, so talking is a little easier for me.
Yep, agreed.
So we just thought it's a little more soothing and a little more fun if we got this Stardew gameplay going on, but you can ignore that if you feel like it's not important. You'll just hear a cow every now and then. But it's kind of the way of the world. Sometimes you hear cows.
I mean, I guess so.
But
Maybe it's because you live in Illinois.
Hey, shut it. It's not. I don't live in farmland. But yeah, we just wanted to do a little podcast and get that going, just because it would be really cool to have the first NSHL podcast and have that legacy going. The first is the best until there's another one, so we'll be the best for a little bit and the worst. But no one cares about that. So we did ask questions on the site and in Discord. So we have a bit of those we can go through first before we just start rambling. I'm sure people want to hear what they asked before they hear any of the shit we care about.
It's true.
So let me load that up here real quick. Do you have those up, the ones on the site, or no?
Yeah, I can pull those up right now. Hold on.
Oh, nice. They got an Abigail gift. I gotta go to the desktop version or I can't see the names on my phone. This is ridiculous.
Oh, I have too many tabs open. Jesus Christ.
One thing I will talk about is...
I got them.
Okay, cool. It is hard to adjust to the new site over the SHL because that's all I'm used to, so it is a learning process going through the site and navigating.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really too much of a change for me because I was on JSync before the whole switch of the site, and my PB and SFL as well, so those still run on JSync, so everything's pretty normal for me. Pretty familiar.
But I am having issues on the mobile skins. So I just switched to the desktop version. I don't know if anyone else has those problems, but
I think that's what I did when we were on the SHL still over there.
Yeah, it's kind of how I solved that if anyone is having issues. But anyway, we got Mash here asking a couple questions. Why Chicago and who came up with the brand? I guess I'll take that one first. I mean...
Yeah, you're the Chicago man.
Well, yeah, I'm born and raised Chicago. I love this city. I bleed for this city, and I just feel like in the SHL, I understand why they want to go with maybe other locations. Maybe they're from those places or they're more important to them. Some of them are kind of unique or fun places that they wanted a team. I get all that, but for me, playing in Chicago and having that kind of imagery with the skyscrapers and the lake, and I put a lot of that in my article that I wrote, just pictures I love of Chicago. I just really love this city, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, I don't think. So having a team there was a no-brainer for me, and I could write a lot about it, I could talk about it, and I just can put a lot of myself into this team and be happy where it goes, you know? Do you have anything to add to that?
I mean, for me, I think it's about time that Chicago got a sim team because I don't think there really are any right now. So, I mean, it's like I think it's the fourth biggest metropolitan area in the United States. I feel like it's about time that Chicago finally got one, and I'm happy to be a co-GM, even though I'm from New England. So it's kind of hard to like Chicago teams, but I mean, I really like how the branding has been going so far. So it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, as far as who came up with the brand, it was a team effort, and by team I mean more than just me and Trella. We had lots of people kind of do like little focus groups. We were asking people all these names. I guess we can kind of talk about, originally I think the first thing we did, we were looking for names and we came up with like, I came up with comets and I made a little like logo for that was like, okay, it's my first logo, so it's not amazing. What is this fucking fence over here? Anyway, you put it like a fence by that altar. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that.
But the comments, like a couple people were like, it's okay, but it's kind of meh. So I was like, okay. I just thought comments was a cool name, but I do see where it's like not the coolest thing. But then I think we were talking and we came up with something like Chicago Chaos. And you found a really cool symbol. It was like the chaos symbol.
Yeah, I drew up a logo for that, which was like my first time ever doing something like that. And I think it
yeah.
came out okay, but it wasn't that great, so.
That was hilarious. I was in like a McDonald's and we're just sending each other like sketches we made of logos. Yeah. And like I'm just in a McDonald's drawing like the Sears Tower on a notebook and taking a picture. People must have been like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, for real. It was super late at night, I think, too.
And then I mocked up a logo for that, but I'm not good, so it turned out kind of meh. It was like we wanted some lightning kind of stormy things, so we put like some lightning running up the Sears Tower, and it was pretty lame. I don't think anyone would want it on a jersey or on any kind of brand, so
yeah.
Kind of happy we moved on from that, but it's a learning experience, you know. You learn that you suck at designing logos and that you should ask people who are actually good.
Yeah, I think the idea was cool, but we could not execute it properly.
Yeah, maybe someone who's good could, or maybe it's just a faulty idea in general. But it was fun to try it out and kind of brainstorm and come up with those brands. So next, we were a little stuck, and we kind of took a break from just that, and we were kind of telling people like, we'll come up with a brand when it's ready. You know, it'll come to us. I don't think we can rush it, but then Cal actually showed me a really cool logo for the old ECHL team that folded. It was like Chicago Express or something. I really liked the train and the colors, and I really liked the fact that it had the Sears Tower in the logo, and it had like a circle, which I kind of wanted to do, the kind of crest circle thing. It kind of hit all the boxes for me. And I kind of wanted to just straight rip that logo and just, because like someone good made that, so you know, that's a good logo. At least until we found something better, have it as an alternate. But we couldn't find a good train name. Nothing was sticking with me. I mean, could you think of anything that was a good like kind of train theme?
Not really. Nothing that's like sounded good with the or like looked right with that logo.
Yeah, cause like I mean, trains are a huge part of Chicago. It's like a railroad hub. I take the fucking train everywhere. I don't even drive a car. I just take the train and the bus. So like having a train theme would have been cool for me, just because that's kind of a part of my identity. Even is just ride the train everywhere. Like fuck it. But nothing was sticking with me. Everything I said. I mean, you just go through names. Chicago L. Like the L rail line that runs through it. No, that sounds like you're gonna take the L and people will tease you about that. You can't do that.
Right.
Chicago Rush. No, Rush is like a shitty dude on SHL. You can't do that or you'll be made fun of. Chicago Line. No. Chicago blah blah blah. You just run it through them and you're just picking them apart and wondering what would sound good and that you could live with and see every day, you know. And nothing was sticking for the Express, so it was still frustrating. And then I just got on late at night with Muf and Cal. We were just talking, and we were just going through any name. I was like, is there any like maybe Hispanic theme? I know the Hispanic community is pretty big in Chicago, so maybe some kind of cool like Day of the Dead logo and think of something like that. But we were kind of at a dead end, and then someone hit me with someone started with the Chicago Cyclones, and I'm like, yeah, that's okay. It doesn't really do anything for me, in my loins. I'm not feeling it. So I'll probably move on for that. But then someone said Windy City Cyclones, and I'm like, oh shit. I just went from half chub to 12 o'clock midnight, full rock hard. Windy City, I don't know. Some people it doesn't do it for them, but for me, Windy City Cyclones just really, it's like mysterious. You're kind of like, oh shit, Windy City, what the fuck is that? And then if you do know, then you're like, oh shit, Windy City Cyclones, it's funny. And then it doesn't actually, Windy City, it's not called that because it's the Windy City, it's because of other stuff. But then there are layers on it. It's hard to explain. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, then it just upsets you because you're not in on the joke. I understand that. But yeah, I mean, it's just a fun name. I just think it's fun and it's unique, and it just kind of has that appeal to me. Like, it's just kind of a classic name. You're like Windy City Cyclones. And I know I've been fucking rambling about this logo shit, and Trella, you haven't said anything, but I don't know, like, for me, Windy City Cyclones is fun, and if you want to call them Chicago Cyclones, by all means, I don't care. Like, shit,
It's the same city. It's still the
yeah,
same thing.
like,
It doesn't really make a difference. It's just, I mean, that's the branding we chose. I think it sounds cool. I think it's gonna go down as one of those brandings that's like, oh, that was fun. Like, even if we get rebranded at some point, like, oh, remember the Windy City Cyclones? That was pretty unique. That was pretty cool.
yeah, that's
I think,
exactly how I feel. Like, we gave it kind of an old-timey look because it's one of the first brands. Like, seasons are gonna go by like a snap, it's like 5 or 6 seasons a year. In a couple of years, we're hitting season 30 and we're like, oh shit, remember that vintage, let's throw back to the Windy City Cyclones. I think it'll work out. I think you might not like it now, but wait till you see the fucking uh whatever, I don't even know, Ottawa fucking dildos, you'll be like, oh wait, I miss Windy City branding.
yeah, I think the branding, the logo especially came out. It's vintage, but it's not outdated. It looks pretty nice, and I think that's what we were going for. Like,
Yeah,
it's a
enigmatic.
branding that's kind of timeless. I think.
I mean, I was gonna try to hack out another logo after my 2 failed ones, like that would fucking work. And you're just like, let me ask Enigmatic, so we did it, and excellent fucking job.
Yeah, she did awesome.
That
Oh
is
my god,
pro
I was so
work.
happy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Everything in this brand just speaks to me, and I can't stress enough that if it doesn't speak to you, that's okay. I just don't appreciate when people say that we should change it after all the toiling we did to get it just right. Like, we feel it's right, and if you don't, that's okay. I totally respect your opinion, but I'm not gonna change it. This is what I'm going forward with. In 5 seasons, if I feel like you, I'm like, Chicago Cyclones is better. Everything about this brand sucks. That's when we think about changing it. But right now, I'm totally in love with it, and I can't wait to see it on the ice wherever it goes. I can't wait to see the history it creates, and I just think it's a great brand from my point of view. So that's kind of the story there. That's how I came up with the brand. That's how we're gonna continue the brand. I'm really happy with it, and I'm excited to get this team going.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, like, if someone's gonna rebrand that and like in the future, it's gonna suck, obviously, because we're gonna be like, oh man, like they got rid of our Cyclones. But I think we're gonna be able to look back and be like, that was a great branding. Like, and I think people might be looking back and be like, that was pretty good. I might have not liked it, but it was pretty good while I was there.
Yeah, I'm planning throwback nights already to win the brand change. You get the Windy City Cyclones night. You just bring your Cyclones jersey and get it signed or something. Have you been watering the plants? I'm totally out of energy.
Oh, I didn't water them today. Fuck.
Bruh. I did
Oh,
like
wait, but
almost.
they're like already done.
Yeah, I did almost all of them, but now I'm out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the jerseys that Enigmatic made are sex. Those were so sick, and I love them. As soon as I saw them, I was like, "Holy fuck, yes!"
Yeah, I mean
They're amazing.
they're heavily inspired by the alternates, the Blackhawks alternates, which I am a huge fan of. I mean, I own one of those. It's it's probably my favorite Hawks jersey. I love the black and cream and red and black. Like that's the Ottawa colors too. Like that's just it just screams sex to me. Like I want to have sex in the jersey. I want to have sex with the jersey, to the jersey, on the jersey. It screams sex. That's why I knew that I wanted those colors in my brand. If we didn't go red and cream, maybe blue and cream, like the Columbus jerseys. Those are great. Just
Yeah,
something in that vein. Just it's classy. It's timeless.
they
It's
look
just
really sharp.
yeah. It's just a good look for me. So that's kind of the story of our brand. We just rambled 15 minutes about that, which is excellent because that's a
Oh my
fourth.
god.
Yeah. So that's a great question, Match. Thank you very much. That was a good thing to get us talking. Who do you like so far from the prospects? I think we might get this question a lot. I don't know if I want to kind of reveal my cards before the draft, you know? Like, I don't want Snoosu or Luke to listen to this and be like, oh shit, I'm going to take notes on who this guy wants and snipe them all, you know?
Yeah, should we reveal our secret? Should we
No,
reveal our board?
I think we'll talk after the draft about who we were eyeing and how it went. I think
Yeah,
that
I
would be a
mean,
better
we
thing to
don't
talk
really have
about.
like a real board right now. This is
No.
very preliminary. It's
I
not
mean,
really like
we don't even know where we're fucking picking. We could be sixth pick, you know?
yeah,
And we have to adjust accordingly to that versus the first pick where who we think will be gone by 6. If we get the 6th one, we got to kind of think about that.
yeah. And obviously, there's a lot of players that we like. There's so many great people in this
Oh, yeah.
league. I can't stress that enough. Like, if I had a chance to pick everybody, I would.
Yeah, this is... So far, this fucking draft class is just... Everyone is amazing. Like, I see all these names, and I'm like, oh shit, they'd be good. And then I'm like, oh, they'd be good. And I keep thinking, like, I can't draft them all. I have to kind of make a semblance of a priority in a list, but like that's going to be so hard because I really like pretty much all of these guys. They're all great, and they're all going to be great earners. So it's a tough one, and I'm not going to reveal exactly who we're completely sold on and who we're still scouting, but it's a process. It's rough.
Yeah, we did some scouting today. Start our first like kind of scouting session. Went pretty well. We talked to some new guys we haven't really talked to that much before. It went really well. So even like people we never really met before are now on our radar. So it's making it even tougher.
Yeah,
You guys are not making this easy.
it's and like I don't know. It's my GM experience. I've done some scouting in SHL, but like when I'm GM, it's WJC, and that's like you don't scout shit. You just get your players, and that's that. You know.
Yeah,
So having to figure out who's going to be on your team for the future, that's a tough one.
yeah, it's pretty tough. And like I'm a minor league GM in the PVE, but it's still not even close to like what we're doing now. Because most of the time it's just first gens, and you don't even really have time to scout everybody most of the time because it's like, oh, major league draft right after. Here you go, minor league draft. So you usually just go by like who was picked high or who
Hmm.
you know. So it's pretty tough. This isn't really like anything. I've done a lot of scouting work for Edmonton, especially when we were like first rebuilding, but like it's never been like this inaugural draft type of thing. It's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, and when you're helping people scout and you're not the GM, it's kind of like here's who I think's decent, but in the end, it's your pick. You know, I don't have to make the pick; it's you, and you have to come down to the tough decision.
Yeah,
Whereas when you're actually the GM, it's you who has to make the tough decision. You're like, oh shit.
and there are so many guys, and I know like regretting not picking a person.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy draft class, and I'm sure there's going to be a dozen steals that went fucking 80 overall, and they end up being top 20 in the class. You know, that's the kind of crazy shit that's going to happen with this draft. Are you in bed, bro?
Oh yeah, I gotta get to bed.
Let's
Hold up.
fucking go.
I was chopping trees.
But yeah, it's a learning experience. We're getting better as we go on, and I think we've made some good impressions so far with our PMs and our scouts.
Yeah.
I mean, I try not to be confrontational with anyone. You know, I like to joke around, so if you see that as being unprofessional, I don't know what to say, but
I know that's kind of who we are.
yeah, it's been a fun community. I like the group of guys we have so far.
Yeah, there's just a shit ton of people in the Discord.
Yeah, it got pretty big. It's like I feel like the first couple of days it was like, okay, this is like a couple people and they're excited, but now it's like there's just tons of people.
Yeah.
But it's kind of fun to see from a GM perspective, like keeping your eye on who's talking a lot and who's not, and seeing.
Yeah, because every little bit of info you can get about somebody can help.
Yeah.
In a draft like this.
Asking their friends what they're like, asking their enemies what they're like. Gotta get that data, boy.
Hell yeah. It's a lot of work, but it's fun work. I like meeting all the people. I like figuring out what's going to happen. I'm really into this.
Yeah, this league's fun.
Yeah, and I mean, me and Cal put in a lot of preliminary work helping out Cal before.
Oh, yeah.
Before this whole league was off the ground. So, like, it means a lot to us that this succeeds, too.
Yeah, and we can get into that later, but that kind of brings us to our next question. What do you like and dislike the most about the NSHL so far?
What do I like the most? I just love the build diversity. I love how every player is already different and we've just started. Like, there's a lot of attributes, and I think it can be a lot, but I think it's done a lot to make the league more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my answer too. I think, like, especially when I was scouting for the SHL, you look at these guys and they're all, you know, blah, blah, blah player type, checking weakness.
Yeah, that really isn't.
High defense, decent skating, decent shot. You know, it's all the same fucking thing. And if you're not that, that's when you say, hey, GM, this guy's not the cookie cutter mold, so he's probably gonna play shitty, you know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Which is sad, but you gotta do it if you want to make a good team. And that's kind of what hyped me up for this league, and especially wanted me to help Cal make it, like, actually interesting, is get that build diversity, get those different, you know, you see the guy with 70 skating and you're like, oh shit, I don't even know if that's good or not. Like, that could be the smartest build of all time and we're just getting fucking bamboozled by this guy. We don't even know, but he was able to do it because Simon T isn't saying, if you don't have your defense up, you will have minus 15. That's my French-Canadian accent. It's pretty baller.
Yeah, that was pretty spot on, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, the fact that everything is, like, so unknown right now, and nobody really knows what's going on, it's a little scary, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. Like, just looking at the builds, like, the crazy shit people are doing, fucking...
Yeah.
Let's add some dirtiness to this guy, see what that does, you know? Like, and... I'm kind of expecting this first season, like, to be just a shit show, because everyone has so many attributes that are at 30 overall.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then, if you have 40 overall, you're probably better than 50% of the other class. If you have 50 overall, you're probably better than 90% of the class in that trait. So it's like, I don't know if every game's going to be 1-0 or 15-14 or just normal because it balances out. But it should be fun to just see what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I can't wait till the first couple sims. I think there's going to be absolute. And I feel like no one's really going to know what teams are going to be good until it starts.
I mean, there are too many players who are getting TPE and too many different builds to, like, really finesse it yet and, like, figure out who to put where. I mean, you got your snipers and your playmakers. You got your defensive forwards, power forwards. Where do they fit in? Put them on the first line, have them wreck shit. Put them on the bottom lines and help them in your defensive zone. Like, it's not really known yet what's the greatest thing. I mean, some people probably think they have it, but you've been playing EHM for 100 hours, right? But you've been playing with dudes who are 90 overall. Have you played with guys who are 50 overall, 30 overall? Like, it could be totally different, which is...
Yeah, like you don't really know like who's gonna be viable at the start. Like our power forwards gonna be viable, or are they gonna be like absolute shit like they are in the SHL? It's gonna be really cool to see like what's good and what's gonna work. There's no like dignified like set meta right now, which I think is pretty nice because once a meta gets going, like people will start creating that way, and it's a little stale. But right now there is nothing like that.
Well, I think the best case scenario we're looking for is that there is no right build,
Yeah, ever.
You're thinking about your team, you're like, yeah, we got some snipers and we got some two-ways, but I'm thinking of a big guy with good checking and hitting, but also crashes the net. We need that kind of guy, and you're looking for that in the minor leagues whenever we get that going. You're looking for that, like a real draft. You're kind of looking at what your team needs and what would help fit there instead of looking for the guy that built it right and is going to sim well,
Yeah.
So
And I think it's gonna like with the build diversity and the engine we're using, there's gonna be so much more strategy into building a team and like how you set your team up in the lines and the strategies. And I think it's just gonna it's gonna make the league much more diverse, and it's really gonna put to the test the skill of the GMs and like how they can put it together.
which is great news for me.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, even if I flop as a GM, I still think it'll be fun to build a culture.
Yeah,
That's what I'm looking forward to. Getting that
that's one of the best
getting that
parts.
locker room set up, getting those guys in there, making some memes, having some fun,
Yeah,
just being some good old boys,
hell yeah.
But yeah, I think build diversity is my biggest like on NSHL so far. I also like what Cal's doing, just TPE wise and with the traits. That's fun. That was fun
Yeah,
coming up with the idea of traits. I think that'll really make this unique,
yeah. Everything's really new and exciting right now. Kind of like nothing I've seen before, so it's pretty cool to be a part of it so early.
I think the traits, in my opinion, will help a lot with the build diversity because you can already see some people are thinking long, right? They're going, all right, I want the max of this up because I'm gonna raise this up, and they want that kind of taken care of. But then some people are like, no, I want the immediate satisfaction of bumping this stat up right now,
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting to see the different strategies, and both are very viable.
Yeah, I think everything has like a sense of viability in this league. Like you can kind of build however you want, and you'll fit into a team somewhere. Like no matter how you build.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Muford earlier, and he's saying, I'm a first line guy, and I'm kind of thinking like, you're an enforcer though, but when you think about it, I mean, why not, right? At this point,
Yeah.
he doesn't have 70 fighting. It's just that he can get to 90 fighting or whatever, He's not at that point yet, so he is virtually the same as a sniper or power forward or whatever, however he builds his guy, until you get later in your career and you start maxing shit out. That's when you
Yeah.
get the real builds and what they can do is when you get way down the line, 800, 900, 1,000 TPE, versus right now where it's kind of like, oh shit, everyone is kind of like you make 70 speed and then you're a speedy forward, not a sniper, not a playmaker. So it's like,
Yeah. I
what's
mean,
going on
Muford.
there?
I think I looked at his build the other day. He's an enforcer, but he has mostly speed, so
Yeah,
he's less of an enforcer right now and more of a fast, speedy forward.
it's kind of interesting to see what you're classified now versus what you will be in a while.
Yeah, I mean, like, say like Muford wanted to wanted to build like a sniper right now and just kind of ignores his forcer traits and just wait for later, he could do that and be one of the best snipers in the league season 1.
Yeah.
No problem.
As an enforcer.
Yeah.
I could see it
quote
happening,
unquote
yeah.
enforcer.
It's just that he can't get the max up. Once you're getting late career, everyone's starting to get 90 shooting and you can't get past 65. That's when it's going to hurt you. But at this point, you do you, Muf.
Yeah. You can really do anything at that point.
Alright, and then it asked what you dislike the most. Since I already went with, right now I just dislike the J-Sync, and I'm getting used to the way the forums are laid out. That's kind of my biggest little note on it, or my biggest dislike so far. But other than that, it's really fun. But you got a dislike?
I've been trying to think of one. I don't really know what I necessarily dislike. I'm just like, I'm getting a little antsy. I can't wait for the draft. I can't wait for like the season to start. It feels like starting tomorrow. We have like the draft a week from tomorrow. I can't even believe that. Like I feel like the draft could be like in a couple days.
Yeah. Well, we're still trying to fill out the expansion teams. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm changing my dislike. I dislike that we expanded and now,
we're gonna get less players.
yeah, now my draft pick is lower. The fuck? I could have been drafting twice by pick 8, and instead I'm drafting once. What the fuck?
Yeah, that hurts.
God damn it.
But I mean, it's really necessary because we've gotten a shit ton of players, probably more than we expected. Because I know when this started, we were aiming for 80 to fill up 4 teams, and now we're almost gonna fill up 6.
Yeah, that'll be
which
good.
is crazy.
And then we got season 2. We got a bunch of people holding out because they couldn't be best in season 1.
Yeah.
Because they're little babies.
Wow. Hopefully they don't listen to this, and they might not.
Shots fired.
I'm looking forward to like how like it shapes out, because I feel like all the teams will be really, really close at the beginning of the season. But then once we get into it and people start going inactive, unfortunately, and like everything starts shaping out, we'll see what teams end up being actually good. And then once we find the good teams, they'll probably end up having a little bit of a dynasty at the beginning, because that's how it works in like the early seasons. You know, the inaugural draft decides a lot for the first few seasons, because if you don't draft a good team at the start, the teams who do have a good team are probably going to end up staying together a little bit and racking up the championships early.
Wow, way to make me fucking nervous for this draft.
Dude, it's big. It's important.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready. I'm ready to do what it takes to get this team going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, expansion is pretty crazy. I'm excited to see the brands. I can't wait for Cal to pick the GMs so he can kind of go.
Yeah, do those get announced tomorrow?
Yeah, the GMs do. So basically, now that I have already announced our brand and we're just kind of waiting, now I'm like super antsy to see their brand, which I'm sure everyone's the same about ours. We're like, I mean, it didn't take us that long, what, like 2 days after we were announced to announce the brand? Like, I feel like that's...
Yeah.
It's not very long to kind of set in stone your whole fucking team identity, but...
it felt like longer, because all the other teams had their stuff all together.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
we know what we want to do.
It felt long.
We knew we were going to be a Chicago team. We just didn't know what the hell we were going to do.
Yeah.
For the branding and the logo and the name, everything.
That's why I'm sad when people don't like it that much. I understand though. Don't think I'm griping or anything. I understand if you don't like it. I just if we tried to change it every time someone hated it, we would never settle on a team name ever.
Yeah, and I mean, you can't just change it because people don't like it. I mean,
you gotta stick to your guns there.
Yeah, and I think that like once it's there for a while, it'll grow on people.
Yep. It grew on me. I loved it immediately, and then it grew even more on me. It went from 10 out of 10 to a 100 out of 10.
Once I heard it, I was like, this is pretty cool. And then like I saw the logo, how the jerseys came out, and I'm like, I love this.
Bro, this is epic. This brand is epic, boy.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling.
Alright, so thanks, Mash, for the questions. You gave us 35 minutes of talking material.
Holy shit.
So we will try to get to everyone, even if this is 2 hours. I don't care. Trella and I, we got the stamina from doing these on SHO.
Yeah.
We've trained our entire
We haven't
lives.
done one in a while, though.
Yeah, we had lots to talk about, I think, especially with this new league. So that was a good set of 3 fucking questions. And now we have Clint with his 12.
Yeah,
I
right.
think some of these are dumb, so we can probably go through them right back.
Yeah, it's Clint, so they must be a little dumb.
But this one is not dumb. It's who will be the most prominent brother duo of the NSHL. And that's a leading question. I know what you want us to say.
Dude, what do you think I'm gonna say? It's the Steelhearts, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell? Who's gonna be better? The Petrovs, you can't say their brother duo because there's like 17 of them.
Yeah, but
so
what
they
about
can't
a
touch us,
duo?
though.
What about a 2 of them? Any 2 of the many, you know?
No, they're not touching us. It's not happening. We're gonna be the best offensive dynamo on the blue line the league will ever see.
Well, they are gonna do some damage, and so are the Petrovs. I think they got a really good group of like people who are gonna be active.
Yeah.
Barring some kind of crazy shit
everyone.
happening.
I like every single one of the Petrovs as a user.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to nab them all, but we can.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it will be impossible.
It'll be like it's like a candy bowl, and they say, "Hey, don't take them all, but you can take a couple." And we're like, "Oh shit!" So we're kind of just picking and choosing.
Yeah, we got the best ones.
Say, I want
We
the
gotta get
Reese's
the Twix bar.
Twix. Get the right Twix and the left Twix. I don't know how that translates to Petras, but figure it out amongst yourselves, and then
I guess so.
PM me when you do. And then and I also want the fucking Starburst. I'll grab the Starburst. This devolved into some stupid metaphor. I think people are sleeping on your favorite name, Duder and Kimmy de Poopy.
I don't get that name.
They're just being silly. They're just having fun.
Yeah.
It's an unlikely duo. I never would have thought Kimmy and Duder as brother creates, but
yeah.
Or brother and sister if Duder wants to be. If he wants titties, you know, he can be him. I got titties right now on my Stardew character.
I think it's just spelled weird. I mean, DePoopy would be fine if it was like DAPOOPIE, but it's like DPPLPE. I don't really know how that spells
foreign.
DePoopy,
You
but
don't understand.
I guess they're the DePoopy, so they can spell however they want, but I don't know. I don't know if that's supposed to DePoopy.
Are you some kind of English major?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I guess you're the end all be all then. They're not the poopies.
Yeah, sorry guys.
They're just dilps.
Yeah, you're like the pool. I don't know.
But yeah, those. I don't know of any other brothers. Like, if I forgot you.
It's the Law Brothers. It's JSS and like Dono Tax 100, I think.
Oh, okay.
But they're like enforcers, so I mean, they're gonna be better at different things than we are.
Yeah.
So I guess in like that way you can't really compare us, but I think that the Steelheart brothers will have more successful careers.
I think it's gonna be hard for a lot of people to shake the notion that enforcers are shitty.
Yeah.
Because in like NHL, they're shit. In fucking what's it called?
The SHL,
they're shit. Yeah. So like thinking about it, but like we said with Meaford, like they could be pretty good to start out. It's just when you're getting to your prime in your career in the later stages, that's when you're thinking, I'm capped out in all the wrong stats.
Yeah.
That might be a little iffy, but for now, you know, don't sleep on them. They could make a really good player.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, like, it's going to be a while till they start capping out attributes because there's so many. And if you want to, like, make, like, a solid player, I'd reckon that you probably have to, like, kind of gradually work up all your important attributes together. So, I mean, I think that, that enforcers could be pretty viable, especially at the start here, for sure.
Yeah. We'll we gotta consider all the possibilities. But
Yeah.
Law Brothers should be good. DePoopy, Steelheart, Petrov's. We were
Are there any
dumb.
more?
Remember when we wrote Victor Petrov instead of Victor Ball or
Victor
whatever?
Ball, yeah, the two
Dumbass.
Victor Petrovs.
I'm like, yo, ER.
ER, why the fuck you make a second Victor Petrov?
Idiot, you're so dumb. And then he's like, what? And I'm like, oh shit. That's just some Blizzard drama going on there.
Yeah.
Let's move on. This is a good one. If you weren't GMs of the Windy City Cyclones, which other team would you want to go to?
This is kind of a no-brainer for me. The Marauders, Massachusetts. They're
Yep.
probably the branding I like the second most.
You frickin' Beantown.
Yeah, I'm from New England. I'm a Boston sports fan. Ace has been a friend of mine since I joined Sim League, since I joined the SHL back in June of 2017.
You're in the
Right?
same draft class?
Yeah, we were in the same draft class. We were together on the Blizzard. He was my GM for a long time. He's a good friend of mine. And Luke is a great dude, and I've had the pleasure of becoming kind of friends with him over the last couple of months since he's been here. And I think that GM tandem is going to do great things. So I think that's definitely the team that I would want to go to if I wasn't GM of this.
Nuggy Clan.
Yeah. If Kimmy had a team, I would never, because he's anti-Nuggy. So.
You fucking Kimmy, you fucking burned down Nipple Nuggy, you shit. Anyway, that's a inside joke that's probably stupid to everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, we have fun here in Windy City.
Yeah.
You play some Civ with us sometime. I think, I don't know, I like them all. I mean, Snoosu's pretty cool. Even though he was on Detroit, which is dumb.
Yeah.
SMGHL, I'm sorry, but
No screaming allowed, and
but not a huge fucking fan of that. But you know, he'll make a fine team, I'm sure. It'll be fun to see what happens, and if I wasn't a GM and I got drafted there, I'd be like, oh sweet. I mean,
yeah.
every team will probably have people I like on it, so that's not really a huge issue.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I'm friends with Ace, so going there would be cool. I have I like the LA brand. I think it's pretty cool. I like the blue and the Phoenix.
Yeah, I think Banna did a good job. Credit for.
He made that himself, so that's a really good job. It's better than anything I could make, and I fucking tried. Believe me.
Yeah.
So proud of him. I don't know him that well, but he seems cool. I mean, we were just talking in GM chat. So,
Yeah.
So any team is fine.
Yeah, we haven't even seen the 2 expansions yet, so.
Yeah, I mean, they could be dog shit, and then I'd tell them that. No, I'm kidding. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna tell you your name's dog shit if you, like... I mean, if you clearly didn't put any thought into it at all, then, like, that's dumb, but... All of these so far, I mean, they all show some semblance of, like, you know, time spent creating them and some thought, so... I'm proud of everyone in their brands, and... I'm just like a nice teacher. I'll give everyone a B on their brands.
Yeah, I like all the brands. I don't think I really have any gripes with any of them.
Yeah, so I'd go to any team, and I would probably even be an updater if I wasn't a GM.
Yeah, I wouldn't be an updater. Hell no. Especially not for this first update. Oh, shit.
Well, that one is fucked. Even Duder was like, hell no.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's go to the next one. Since you fuckos were a part of the development. Yo, Clint. A part is 2 words, not 1.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah, English lesson. English 101
It's okay. Here. It's okay. He's in 3rd grade.
That's 2nd grade English, so you should fucking know that. Alright, since you fuckos were a part of the development, when do you think IIHF and or a junior league is coming? I would bet that we're going to expand to 8 teams before we see juniors. that's probably a good number. I think. I don't think we're gonna get to
Yeah,
6 and then go juniors. But
yeah. I think 8 teams in the in like the big leagues is pretty. It's a pretty good number. It's nice and even. Like
yeah. But I'm
four in
not in
each.
charge of that, so I have no clue actually. I don't think we even
Yeah,
talked about it.
yeah. We're not head office, so I mean, we don't really.
We
Now
were
that the
for a
league
little bit,
started
I
up,
guess. Yeah.
yeah. Now that the league started up, we're not really a part of that anymore. But I reckon that IHF is gonna come in maybe like a couple seasons.
I mean,
Probably around season 4 or 5. Reckon probably no earlier than that.
like a legit IAHF with countries and shit. That's not till we have way more people, because
Yeah,
even with 100 people, it's not enough to really field
yeah,
rosters, except maybe Canada or USA or something, or maybe I'm sure the Petrovs are trying to go for an all Petrov Russian team or some shit like that.
yeah,
They just want that IHF thing going. But I was talking to Cal, like he does seem interested with the idea of like maybe a Eastern Hemisphere versus Western Hemisphere kind of thing, just in the first couple seasons. But it'd be so hard to pick for that, because we got pretty much
yeah,
all actives. No real inactives I've seen, apart from maybe someone who hasn't signed in from since like January 2nd. But can you call that inactive yet? I think you got to give them some time.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, well,
Yeah, I mean, like we've grown a lot, but we still only do have like just over 100 players. That's enough to field 6 teams, and like, who says that there's going to be enough players from that all go to the 6 same nations
yeah.
to make a IHF?
I mean, you're a Jagoff and you chose Australia, so that doesn't even help that.
I mean, that's on me, I guess, because I want it to be unassigned for when it actually does start up. So,
Bro, you're Captain America, though. You gotta do USA.
I guess
I don't know. We'll
I don't know. I
see.
think it'd be cool change
Yeah,
of
I
scenery.
know. We'll see what happens in the coming season, especially with transferring out and getting IHF going. But
Yeah,
I don't see it soon.
yeah. We still gotta get the league. Like, we gotta worry about the league surviving first.
Yeah,
It's in a good spot right now, but I mean, if you were in PBE, you start with PBE. Things get hard around seasons 2 and 3 if some things go wrong. So we gotta get this league situated first.
yeah, but we're in good hands. I trust that it'll be a
Yeah,
keeper.
yeah. I hope so.
And I'm excited as more people kind of transfer over from other leagues and kind of sniff around and get interested and create. I think it'll be
Yeah, and
fun.
then get more and more people from their leagues. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think we'll get a little bit of a domino thing where people are like, "Oh shit, this league's cool," and then people join and tell other people.
Yeah, I mean, we've even got VHL people in here. We weren't even supposed to recruit in there, I guess, because they took down our post right away.
Oof.
But like, still, we have a bunch of VHL people because some people saw the post, joined, and like shared it with their buddies.
Yeah, if you're in the VHL,
Yeah,
you're a resistance. You gotta spread the word because
yeah,
it's a fun league. I mean, if you don't want to be in two and you just want VHL, that's cool. But if you're interested or like someone else is interested, like let them know that it's fun. And even if they create and never even look at the site again, like we
at least
need
we have a roster player.
we don't even need warm bodies. We can use cold bodies at this point. So till we get to
Yeah,
eight teams, I think it's
we have
gonna be
like a
like
week
that.
to get 20, 15 skaters, I think,
Yeah.
which is doable, but it's not going to be easy, of course.
Earl makes some multis. It'll be fine.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll be good. We can get Ass Pancakes back to create like Mr. Shit and Ass Pancakes, so well, that's 2.
All right. Anyway, let's move on. That was IHF and juniors. Not coming soon, I don't think. What type of music are you into?
I'll go first on this one. I'm
Yeah.
into more hip hop, rap, but I have a guilty pleasure for like 2000s pop, and I also like to listen kind of like more like older artists like Billy Joel, guys. I really love Stevie Wonder. Actually, he's one of my favorite artists ever.
I feel like I've answered this before, and I have a sneaking suspicion it literally was Clint that asked this. But I'm gonna go classic rock. Just like I love David Bowie and the Beatles and Pink Floyd and all that good stuff. It's kind of what my dad got me into, and some music that my dad listens to I hate, but this is the good shit, so I will listen to that. But
Yeah.
I kind of like what you said, where you have a sweet spot for the 2000s pop, because I'm kind of the same way. Like when I play with my sisters, they don't want to hear exactly what I listen to, but we can throw on some like Lady Gaga or fucking CeeLo Green, Fuck
No,
You.
like some old Taylor Swift. Sometimes it just like
I
it's so
played
sweet.
Love Story last night, and they were like, "Oh my god," or like some
Yeah.
Eminem or some shit. Like you can throw on Love the Way You Lie, and that'll like it
Yeah,
just
for sure.
gets you remembering. So that is also a good answer. I do love me some like B96. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
anything to non-Chicago people, but it's like bus ride music when you're in middle school. You're just like, oh shit, it's some pop. I guess you weren't in middle school though. You were like 2 years old.
Yeah, but I mean, I still heard all those songs. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's the music. Do you believe in ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, equal rights? Any of the four?
the first three. No, just
Be careful what you say. We're GMs now.
yeah, that's true. Um, so what were the four options? I know I do believe
Ghosts,
in equal
aliens,
rights.
Bigfoot, and equal rights.
Um, I believe in definitely aliens. I don't think there's any way that there could that there could be that big of a universe without being with us being the only one. I think like it's so unlikely. So I think aliens definitely have to be real.
I'm gonna go with ghosts. I do think that it's not entirely explainable. You know, I don't want to be the guy that's like science is wrong, but like there's some weird shit that happens when you die, uh, and I think that it's possible to like have some energy, some of you still hanging around.
Yeah, maybe.
It might not be ghosts, and we might understand it further in the future with as we as a society we kind of get smarter and get more knowledge about how the world works, but I think we don't know everything about it, and I do like to believe in that kind of stuff. It's fun. You watch Ghost Hunters, and obviously it's all fucking bullshit, but like you read stories online of like people who definitely have experienced something weird, and you're like,
Yeah, because some things are just so unexplainable that I feel like something like that has to exist.
yeah. So it's fun to believe in that kind of stuff. So I do choose to think like, oh shit, what if go? I'm like, I would go to like a haunted place and maybe fuck around. Like, I don't get too scared, but if something like made a noise and I didn't know, I'd probably shit myself.
Yeah, just like everybody else.
We all poop, and we all choose Minion or the Bob.
I'll choose the minion or the baffle
So you said
today.
you believe in equal rights and aliens, and I said I believe in ghosts. Bigfoot?
But
That's
I don't
weird.
believe in
That's
Bigfoot.
weird to me. I don't know.
I think Bigfoot's fake, especially since I've watched Finding Bigfoot before. It's bullshit. It's so bullshit.
I feel like it's either someone in a costume or maybe they saw something weird. Uh, like obviously, the people seeing stuff like when you're in the woods or you're camping or something, you're not in the right mindset. And if you saw something fucking scary as shit, like how you would process that would probably be totally fucked up. So you might
Yeah,
see like it kind of looks like a humanoid thing when maybe it's a big bear standing up or something. It's I'm more skeptical or skeptical of that than like ghosts and aliens. Like I feel like there's a little more something substantial to that shit.
yeah, I agree.
And I'm not saying aliens exist in that they're probing us or whatever, but definitely life in places.
Yeah, for sure.
That counts as aliens, and I do believe in that.
Yeah.
All right, good question, Clint. Even though it has fucking nothing to do with anything NSHL, but what's the worst injury you've been on the receiving end of? You play some soccer, so you probably
Yeah, I've had some pretty bad injuries. I'll start with I was
We'll just
8 or
give the
9 years.
worst one, yeah.
Probably the worst one I had was when I was 8 years old. I was playing a soccer tournament in Cape Cod, and some really fat kid slide tackled me, right? And he broke my shin guard. His
Ooh.
cleat went in my shin, and they fell on me, and my leg snapped.
Ooh.
And it was awful. It was really awful.
It sounds ugly.
Yeah, it was not pretty. And I was in so much pain. I still remember like, sitting in the car going to the hospital screaming. It was terrible. Not a good time.
I think my worst injury was, I think this only time I've broken a bone is I was camping. I was probably 9, and I was camping with my grandparents, and they're not exactly the most like I don't know how to say attentive, like guardians or whatever.
Hmm.
Like they're kind of lax and like you could probably be falling quicksand and like they wouldn't notice till you're long dead. But I was playing soccer and this is my bad, but my other shoes were wet from the beach, so I was wearing some Crocs. And I go to kick the ball. Some like little girl goes to kick the ball, and the ball like flies out, but we're still kicking, so we collide feet. But she was wearing
Oh,
shoes, and she wasn't like, I mean, she was like a 10-year-old girl, but she wasn't like a little frail thing. Like she was like, she had some power behind that kick, and it just like crunched my foot, and I broke my
yeah.
toes, but I didn't even realize it. It just hurt like shit, and I went
Oh
and like
yeah.
hobbled over and sat down. I'm like, I'm gonna
I've
play
broken my fair share of toes.
some DS or something now and try not to think about how much that hurts. I mean, you can think either you broke it or you just hurt it a lot, and either is probably a good assessment. So I didn't think I broke it until we were just going on hikes every day, and then my foot was purple and it really hurt, and I needed like a walking stick to help me. We just didn't know that it was broken until my mom came to pick me up, and it looked pretty bad. And she's like, "What the fuck happened?" And it's kind of funny. It's kind of a funny
Yeah.
story, but it's probably dumb as shit too, because I was playing in Crocs. But
Yeah.
kids will be
I've broken
kids.
my fair share of toes getting stomped on. It's nothing new for me.
We both got those soccer injuries, boy.
Oh yeah, you're a true soccer player.
Alrighty. I got a question for you though. Do you want to go through those Discord questions too, or
How much time we got left on this?
we are at an hour now? Do
All
you
right,
wanna?
so let's cut this off and then record another one.
You think so? I think we can finish the website questions and just tell people who asked in Discord, like, we'll get to you another time,
Yeah. Or we could
Especially,
just game the system and record 2 episodes at once and get double the money.
you want to? Part 2
Yeah.
coming soon? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, let's finish Clint's then.
Okay.
We're kind of halfway through. So you said scariest experience.
Definitely when I was probably 11 or 12, I was at the pool. I was at my grandparents' pool with my older cousins, and we were wrestling in like the pool, and my cousin like was going a little too crazy with it, and he was a lot bigger than me, and he was pushing me under the water, and he wouldn't let me up, and I couldn't breathe, and I
Oof.
almost drowned, and
Wow.
I was like coughing up water. My uncle pulled me out of the water.
That's rude.
Yeah, so my older cousin almost drowned me when I was like 11.
Wow. So yesterday? Got
Yeah.
him. Well, mine is funny enough. It's while we were camping with our grandparents. Because I just had the fondest memories of that.
Yeah, I
And
can tell.
so me and my sisters were like playing DS or something inside, or like Uno or something, whatever. We don't like going outside much. We just wanted to play games. But our grandparents were like, "Go outside." So we're like, "Fine." And they didn't care where we went, so we just started walking like along some trails that were in like it's like a recreational park where you like camp or whatever. I guess you rent out a camp space and just camp there. So you're just wandering around, and then one of my sisters was like, my feet hurt. I'm gonna go back. And we're like, okay, well, we're gonna keep walking, I guess. And we kept going, and we ended up in like some weird like cornfield kind of thing. We were just walking through that, and we got kind of lost. And then we found like a highway, but we weren't sure where we were. We were just on some random like kind of highway road. And we're like, where the fuck are we? And we're like 9 years old and 5 years old. It's not great.
Oh shit.
And we're like, where are we? And then we sit down on a tree stump, and we're like, I kind of feel something. And we look, and there are like ticks crawling up our legs from where we were sitting.
Oh.
And then we were just running. We started running away, and we ran through the field. We eventually found our way like back to our campsite, but it was just we were just lost in a cornfield by a highway, and there are ticks on us, and we're just like, oh my god, what is
Yeah, it doesn't sound
what
great.
is going on? It's pretty traumatizing. I'm not a fan of cornfields or highways anymore. Not great.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Clint says tits or ass. Can't say both.
Tits.
Yeah, I'm a tits guy. Like, there's been a debate of mine since I joined the fucking SHL and NSHL and whatever. People saying like, dude, it's always ass. You can have no tits and an ass, and it's fine. But if you have no ass, it's it. I don't get that. I don't care if you have an ass. Like, if you have a fucking flat butt, like, I'm not trying to squeeze your butt. I don't care. I don't know.
I don't know, I've always
Call
just
me
been a
old
titty man.
fashioned. Yeah, call me old fashioned, but a good rack is the way to the Windy City Cyclones. So please fill out the interested prospects if you have big boobs. Thoughts on the Bruins absolutely poning the Blackhawks?
I love it.
Haha, Clint. You played them in an outdoor game, so it's basically like playing Make-A-Wish Foundation, because when they play outdoors, they see the sun, and the Blackhawks turn into like the Senators or something, and they just suck. That's a burn.
I mean, fair enough.
That's a burn on the Blackhawks and the Sens. Double got them.
Double got him.
I don't know. You're trying to like be like, "Her Blackhawks suck." Like, yeah, they do. Let's go for Hughes or Capo Caco or someone. Let's fucking go. And lastly, last question. Clint asks, "Are you having a nice day?" Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I had a pretty good day.
Got some scouting done with Trella. Playing some Stardew, just wandering in a circle. Recorded myself wandering around in a circle for an hour while talking about bullshit. It's been
not bad.
Been
Could be worse.
productive, yeah. So we're gonna zoop that media money, and thanks for joining us for part 1 of the MEGACAST. 1 hour long MEGACAST of NSHL, giving our thoughts on ghosts and titties and enforcers in the NSHL. Those are the main takeaways, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and
especially the titties.
I'm bad at creating logos. That's the biggest takeaway. So don't come to me with any designs, because I'll ruin them and you'll hate them. Alright, thanks for joining us, and see you soon in part 2.
See you guys.